Hi Barrett Wilco friends. I'm going to show you today how to make pom-pom, and specifically I'm going to show you how to make these really cool color blocked pom-poms with just the different bursts of various colors that you're using. The example I'm going to show you is on the hiking hat. I used 3 skeins of Barrett Wilco home worsted weight, and I have 1 skein of each color, and I could knit these 3 hats easily. And then I also have this much left over here, and I'm going to use these leftovers to create 3 pom-poms for the hats here that I have, and I'm going to make them in that kind of color blocked style. So I'm going to set these aside. The pom-pom maker I'm using is a Clover pom-pom maker, and they come in various sizes. I'm just using this sort of medium size pom-pom maker. The pom-pom makers come apart. Just kind of note that for later on, and you'll want to start with it together and then go ahead and open both sides open, but you're going to go ahead and open one side. When you're wrapping, you hold these 2 pieces together, and really the goal is to make this, you wrap it around here, and you really want to fill up this arc that's here. So when that's kind of level here with the bottom, then you know that your pom-pom will be kind of full and real kind of nice and dense, which is always kind of good. So you just start with one color, and you start wrapping around these two ends that are held together here. I'm just going to wrap a nice section here in this medium blue color. This color is called Wishing Well. I'm going to get that nice and full on there. And the cool thing is too that you can just go ahead and snip the ends. You don't have to worry about having various ends and colors in your pom-pom because it all works out. You don't have to have one continuous strand going across. So then I'm going to start my next color. I'm getting caught up here. Let me pull a little bit out. Maybe I'll do a bit of a bigger section here of this orange. This orange is called Marmalade, just in case you're wondering. And you don't have to be too careful at all, just kind of get things wound. Now I'll do a section of this 3rd color that I used in those hats. And this color is called Bluff, and it's a bit of a darker, kind of denim-y blue almost. In this section, I'll just go down all the way here to the end of that arc. A bit of a keep winding and winding. Now I could even go back here to the end. I think it helps to have the yarn to the right here when I'm winding to the right. It keeps getting caught. And I'm going to need to go back a couple times more. But I think I'll stop there, and maybe I'll put in another section of the light blue. Over on this end. You could even hold 2 strands together of the same color, or 2 different colors. And now see that arch is getting pretty full, but I still have a little bit of a ways to go. Kind of focusing on this right end here. And then I'm going to cut that, and maybe I'll finish off here with a bunch of the orange. finish winding this section over here with some of this orange. Get some more over here on the end. Okay, I think on this side, I'm going to call it a day. You can see that that's pretty level there going across, and it's getting pretty full up here. Now what I'm going to do is close this up, and that should be pretty hard to close. I mean, it should be a snug fit. And then I'm going to wind this side the same way, just kind of randomly putting in different pieces, and I'll meet you back and show you how to finish it off. All right, I have both sides wound very full, and I've closed both sides up. Now, you'll need a really nice sharp pair of scissors for cutting your pom-pom. It really helps. It makes it go a lot easier. So I'm going to be cutting here along both of these sides. Make sure it stays closed there. That would not be good. And it's quite thick, so that's why a really nice sharp pair of scissors really will help. Just make sure you got all those threads there, and it will look like that. And then leave that closed. Go ahead and go over to the other side. So if you're used to making a pom-pom with a piece of cardboard, don't do that. Kind of hang on to it, make sure it stays closed. It's kind of different because you cut before you tie it, so it's a little bit of a weird feeling if you're used to kind of tying before you cut all these ends up here. All right, whew, that was a bit of a struggle there. Okay, so now I want to show you a really great trick for tying your pom-pom nice and tight, and so that it will stay. I use something called, it's either, it's both a surgical knot and also a chef's knot. So what you're going to do is just like you're going to tie your shoes, just to start to tie your shoes, you're going to do a half knot, or it's called, I think, a half hitch technically. So you're going to go through once, or go under the yarn there once. That's the half hitch or half knot. And then in order to make it really stay secure, all you have to do is go through one more time. So I've gone kind of under twice, and now I pull up. And make sure you're using yarn that's not going to break super easily, something that has a little sturdiness to it. And you're just going to pull nice and tight, and then that will hold really well. And then the second time around, I always just go under one time. That should do the trick there for you. Sometimes if I have one of these really thick pom-poms like this, I'll swing the yarn around, and I'll do it on the other side as well. So I'm going to go under once and under twice, and then I'll go through and I'll tie that one more time, just because this is a really thick, kind of heavy pom-pom. The next time around, I'll just tie it once, kind of to secure that again. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'll use these to attach the pom-pom to the hat, is you just open up your pom-pom maker, open up each side, flip those arches open, and then go ahead and open up or pull the pom-pom maker apart into the two pieces. You can set that aside, and then you'll need to just really kind of get in there and fluff that up. And if it's kind of an odd shape, it looks a little oval, I'm just going to go ahead and trim it up into a nice round shape, and getting any of those ends that are sticking out that really shouldn't be there. But see how nice and dense and colorful that is? I think it looks really great. But you kind of want it in a rounder shape. It came out a little bit too oval for my liking, which is fine because that's easily fixable. To give a little trim and a haircut here. It's already looking a lot better. So super cool. See all the different color blocks we got along the way here? I think it looks great. Well, I might trim it up a little bit more in the end, but I wanted to show you too how you can attach your pom-pom to your hat. So what I like to do is I separate these two strands, put the end on a yarn needle, and then on your hat, again, this is the hiking hat, you're going to have that top gathered hole at the top, and I just go on one side of that gathered hole. I don't put the needle right down through the center, and I pull that in, and then I just take the strand again, and I'll kind of go across to the other side and pull that in. Now on the inside, there are a couple different things that you can do. You can go ahead and tie that off, and you could weave in the ends and trim them. The other thing you can do, if you want to wash your hat, you might want to just tie this and tie it in a nice bow that you could then, or even like a double bow, and then you can always pull that out. You could cut these a little bit shorter. Take this off if you wanted to wash the hat. Now for me, I think that stays on there nice, pretty secure. But if you wanted to have that be a little bit more secure, just you would put your end back on the needle and you can run it through that pom-pom again, kind of go up through the center and kind of catch it and pull it back in, and that would make that a little bit more secure on the hat. So there you go. I hope that's will help you with a few tips for making pom-poms.